And we're back on the show this morning. Tom Force with us from the Alexandria Fire Department. We're going to talk about some tips as far as avoiding those fires during the holiday season. So Tom, welcome. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, I guess, what do you need to do to stay safe during the holiday season?
Well, again, with Christmas around the corner and people got their decorations out, the biggest thing is your lights, your tree, all that stuff. If you're not home, you're going to bed, turn it off. Most likely, if there's a problem, it's going to happen when you're not around.
Right.
Besides the fact, if you're not around, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And why does that occur?
Well, the problem is that if something's going to happen, it's when it's usually turned on. And
Right.
if you're not home, you're not around when it happens, then you can't do anything about it to stop it quickly.
Okay, is it the bulbs overheat? I mean,
It could be a lot of different things, from a wire shorting out on Christmas lights or a tree, whether it be real or artificial, the lights on the house, decorations, candles, things like that.
Right, okay.
And another thing, a lot of people will forget to blow out their candles before they go to bed at night, and they continue to burn, and there's always issues with that.
And those nice, good-smelling candles are a big problem because you read the label, it says, hey, it can burn for 100 hours, and people will say, well, let's try that. It's not a really good idea.
Yeah.
So.
And they like to leave them on because they smell good.
Right. But especially with the jar candles or even the big candles, they get down to a point, it's time to throw them away because, especially with the jar candles, they get too low, the glass actually gets hot quicker and it can actually bust.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, and live trees, you need to take a few extra precautions with live trees.
Right, you got to keep them watered daily, keep a track of them. If they're dropping a bunch of leaves, which is usually or needles right around Christmas time or shortly thereafter, it's a really good hint, hey, it's time to get the tree out of the house.
What about outdoor lights, Tom? Any extra precautions with outdoor lights?
Same thing, but you got a problem with water and moisture getting in the outlets. Make sure they're up off the ground if possible. You can wrap them with tape and stuff to help keep moisture out of them. But again, unplug them or turn them off when you're not around.
Right.
Well, have we had many fire incidents since this holiday season?
No, I mean, we had a pretty good rash of fires a couple of weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, but most of it was accidental stuff. But again, that happens. And it comes in spurts. We could have very few fires during the holidays. We could have a lot of fires. It just depends.
We got some cold weather on the way. We need to pay attention to those space heaters too.
Yeah, we tend to get a good bit of false alarms from people when they think there's a fire when they first time their furnace kicks on and they smell smoke, but it's usually like the dust or something, and it's not a big deal, but they still call us.
That's a good point.
As far as the space heaters, though, can they be dangerous? You need to...
Well, space heaters were, in my opinion, were never really designed to be used all day long or to leave on when you're not around or you're in bed. But the rule of thumb is keep it for at least 3 feet away from any combustible, especially in your bedrooms. That's where we have a lot of problems with space heaters because there's not a lot of room there to keep it away from anything combustible. But don't lay anything over on it. Don't put it near the drapes or the bedding. Watch out for the cats and dogs. They can knock them over sometimes. I remember one time when someone actually tied a bell to their space heater and their cat knocked it over.
My gosh.
And caught the house on fire.
Well, you have a great offer and great tips today for us. Things to think about we usually don't think about.
So make sure those smoke alarms are working too.
Yeah, make sure they work. Check them once a month.
All right, Tom, great information. Good to have you.
Thank you.
More to come. We're going to tell you about a partnership between Pineville High and Northwestern States when we return.